parents of children in year 3 to year 11 in the UK. And I am Omiyale Yomi. Many of you know me already. We've been together at Tech for Kids. Some of you have attended the Transition to Tech programs, and some of you have also attended previous tech programs. So this is not the first time you are getting to see me or to hear of me. And I'm welcoming you to the session tonight. And we'll be sharing with you about how our program runs. So I believe I'm talking to people who already know us, who already know what we do and what we have been doing before now. So to start with, we have a new program coming up, and that is starting by next week, Monday. And this program is for pupils in year 3 to year 11 in the UK school. So, and let me just break this down to you. So if your child is in year 3 or year 4, and let's say year 5, they are entering year 3, year 4, and year 5, they have the opportunity to prepare for the 11 plus exams. For some of us who have attended previous sessions I've had on this, you would have heard some things we've said about the 11 plus exam. So when a child passes the 11 plus exam in the UK, they get admission to premium schools. They call them grammar schools, and they don't pay for tuition throughout their stay in the grammar school. So their entire secondary school education is free because they did well on the 11 plus exam. And now a note of caution, the 11 plus exam is not the easiest of exams, but any child who prepares well for the exam will definitely pass the exam. So it's not the easiest of exams, but people pass the exams, children pass the exams. If they are well tutored, if they are well prepared, they will surely pass the exam. So for us at TechLearn, what we do is we prepare the children from year 3, year 4, and year 5. So if your child is entering year 5 this September, or entering year 4, or entering year 3, this is the best time to prepare that child for the exam. And what we do is we group them in their class year. So if your child is in year 4, your child will be grouped in year 4. If your child is in year 5, your child will be in year 5 with other pupils. If your child is in year 3, the child will be in year 3 with other pupils preparing for the exam. Now, if your child is going to year 6, if your child is going to year 6, that means they can no longer write the 11 plus exam. They can no longer write the 11 plus exam anymore. But there's nothing bad yet because what they can write now is the KS2 SAT exam. The KS2 SAT exam. And if they also do well on the KS2 SAT exam, they can still get admissions to good schools, right? They can still get admissions to good schools if they do well on the KS2 SAT exam, right? So we also have a program for the KS2 SAT exam. So we have a program for that, right? And the program coaches them so that they can do well on the exam. So at this point, I think it's best I use a Google Doc so that as I'm giving these explanations, you can see what I mean by this. So it will make a lot of sense to you, rather than me just talking and you not being able to imagine what I'm saying. Right. So I think we have it right now. Okay. So right now, right. So the 11 plus exams will be taken September 2026. September 2026. That's when the exam will be written, and we're starting preparation a year ahead. So we're starting classes next week, Monday, the 11 plus exam. So the 11 plus exam is taken by year 5 students before entering year 6. Yeah. So, but once they get into year 6, they can't take the 11 plus exam anymore. Now, you can start preparation from year 3 or year 4 or year 5. Right. So we have students who have started their preparation from year 4, and you can start preparation from year 3 too. Right. Because the 11 plus exam curriculum is a bit different from the typical UK school curriculum. It's a bit different, right? So that is why, because for the 11 plus, they do maths, English, verbal reasoning, non-verbal reasoning, and non-verbal reasoning. Right. So that is that. Now, how do we go about this? For the 11 plus, they have 4 classes a week. There are 4 classes a week for the 11 plus. And okay, I think Mrs. Elora is here. So Mrs. Elora, I'll bring you on in just 5 minutes. Then after that, I will bring on Mrs. Ebby. Right, I bring her on so I can see both of you here. Right, so just to acknowledge your presence, just give me like 5 minutes to finalize what I'm saying, then I can bring you in. So we have some of the parents of our students here with us tonight who will share their experience with TechLearn, an arm of Digital Consulting, and how the journey has been so far. So this is the 11 plus. So what we do is we have 4 classes a week. 4 classes a week. Classes holds Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, right? And 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. So sorry, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. UK time. It's just 1 hour per day of classes, right? So whether they're in year 4, year 3, or year 5, right? Then we have the KS2 SAT. Now the KS2 SAT is 10 months, a 10 months program, because they write in June. So we do like a 10 months program for them. It's the same thing Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. for the KS2 SAT. So we have a year 7 program. So for kids who are transitioning to year 7 of their secondary school, so we have that program for them, and they can join the program, year 7 program, right? That is for that. Then we also have a year 9, year 10, and year 11 program. So this is for the GCSE, right? So there's a year 7. If your child is moving to year 7, it's the same thing Mondays, Tuesdays. But for now, what we focus on our GCSE is maths, English, physics, chemistry, biology. So it's still 4 classes a week. So they are also grouped according to their class, year 7, year 9, year 10, and year 11. So that being said, because our parents are quite busy, I'll bring on Mrs. Biki Akowo, I can see you here. So just I'll bring you on after Mrs. Elora. So Mrs. Laura will come first, then I'll bring you on that. So I'll promote you to a panelist. Just Mrs. Laura will be here with us for like 10 minutes, and after that, I'll bring you on. So thanks for coming around tonight. So Ms. Laura, I've sent you a request, promoted you to panelist, right? And I think she's joining us now. I think she's joining us, or is she? Oh, wow. This is Laura will be rejoining. Okay. She's rejoining us as a panelist, and that she will share experience with our program, with the intending parents. So for our program, while I'm waiting for her to come on, so Mrs. Laura, you are a panelist now. We're just waiting for you to
I'm on.
come on. Good evening, ma.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, ma.
You again.
Yeah. So let's get to meet you, ma.
Yeah, my name is Mrs. Ilora, as you said.
Mm,
Um, I have my kids here with your team.
yeah.
And we are based in the UK. So yeah.
Mm, okay.
Um, I learned about settling through my husband.
Mm,
So he decided to give it a trial, and it's been an amazing journey.
mm,
One thing I like about settling is the consistency in teaching. You know, apart from the consistency, the teachers always look out for the students. You know, sometimes I feel like if I paid for one-to-one tutoring, you know, but it's a group, but the detailed attention given to each child,
mm,
is what I really like. I just feel like I just paid for Techline to teach my daughter alone, or my son. So I must really commend them for that. And then secondly is when my child misses a class or is late to a class, they always call to follow up to know what's happening. Either when the child is running late or when the child didn't attend at all. There is always that constant follow up to know what is actually happening. They are not
mm,
a team that when your child is absent, then they don't care about the child. No, they follow up to
mm,
know, just to make sure that everything is okay with that child. So
mm,
I really like that about Step Lane. And also the teaching. Yes,
mm,
we paid for an hour, but
mm,
sometimes they stay beyond 1 hour. I'm like, are you for real? You know, I don't know how other lesson does theirs, but
mm,
that line is like for my son who is in plus 11, is preparing for plus 11. Sometimes their time is 6 to 7, but sometimes 7:15, 7:20, he's still in class because they really want to make sure that each child understands,
mm,
what he or she is being taught.
mm,
So their 1 hour is not 1 hour. They sometimes exceed beyond that
mm,
1 hour.
mm,
Also, the I think I don't know if it's monthly, yeah, monthly tests that is being
Yeah.
given. Yeah,
Assessment. Yeah.
assessment just to know the child's how the child is faring or how the child is progressing is
Mm.
something that is also commendable.
Mm.
um if they make the children like prepare as if it is an actual exam, and they give a report of where the child is doing well and where the child needs to improve. So when I joined TechLane, I had two of my kids. My daughter that's just finished writing her SAT, and
Mm.
then my younger son who is still preparing for plus 11 exam. So
Mm.
my daughter, she came out well and her results were fantastic.
Wow.
It's
That's
just,
a great one.
yeah, a collaborative effort of everybody. I can remember then when she was studying, sometimes she would give her a test and she doesn't know it. She would be there
Mm.
crying, struggling. I would tell her, just do it. If you don't know the answer, they will do it. You will. There's going to be a correction. Yeah, that's another thing I like about settling. After the test, like they go back and review all the questions and show them the working and the right answers and how it should be tackled. So
Mm.
yeah, my daughter did well in her SAT, and so we renewed our subscription. Yes, we
Yeah.
renewed our
I'm
subscription,
aware.
and I my husband and I decided to enroll our first son, who is
Yeah.
preparing for his GSC. So he just started with Techland. So I have three kids in Techland.
Yeah.
So
Man,
what I would
interesting.
say is it's not only Techland alone, it's a
Mm.
collaborative effort of everybody. Tackling we do theirs, you the parents, you also have to also do your own, So
Mm.
we don't, but at least with the teaching in tackling, it's giving us an idea of what is expected
Mm.
in in the exams, and then we go ahead and put extra efforts, in like getting more
Mm.
questions for them just to prepare them for that phase of life. So I will say
Mm.
that yes, Turkland, it's a place to be, um, and
Mm.
I will encourage others to also come on board. There's something
Mm.
they keep telling us that is it after how many days if you are not satisfied you will pay the money, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember saying that. Yes,
Yeah.
that
So
after like 1 or 2 weeks, I used to say 8 classes. After eight
yeah, after
classes,
8 classes,
if you are not
yeah.
satisfied, we'll refund you your money.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I've not seen any reason why I would say I want my money back. I
Mm.
might not cover everything. I might not really cover everything. The teachers, they are so, so wonderful. The
Mm.
admin, they are so kind, they are so polite. When my daughter misses a class because of maybe other engagement or activities, they make up for that by sending the videos.
Mm.
So I sit down together with my kid and we watch the video. And if there's something they don't understand, they let me know. Or when I'm not watching the replay video with them and they are stuck somewhere, they meet me or my husband and we go through it with them. So whether your child is absent or not absent, there is always a makeup. There's a plan B for that child not to miss or
Mm.
to be left out. And so that's why I love the recording aspect. So like
Mm.
this holiday period, there were other engagement my kid had, and it was clashing with stapling. So they just kept sending the videos for me. So and my kids watch the videos, and we go through it, and I really like that. I felt that yes, they are not in class physically, but they are not left, behind. And so yeah, I can't really say all, but I think settling
Mm.
is a place, to be. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ma. I appreciate your time. I know you are all very busy in the UK, so your coming around is well appreciated, and we remain committed to all your kids because we have three of your children with us. So that's a lot of responsibility on our shoulders, but we keep doing our best. So thank you very much, Ma, and regards to your husband too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, Ma.
Yeah, I'm sorry I have to go. If that's
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might
Thank you,
just
Ma.
be around for a while, but I will go later.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So I'll be bringing on Mrs. Ebiki Ako. Please forgive me or if I didn't pronounce the name very well. She's joining us right now, and she wants to share experience with TechLine with us. You are welcome, Ma.
Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, Ma.
Good evening.
Yes, Ma.
Okay. I think the lady who spoke now, she has said both of us are on the same page. And I don't think I even want to say that much anymore because I see a parent that is on the same page with me, just the same thought. But I would just like to just reiterate what she has said. Like, as she has said, TechLearn has been really helpful to my son. I have a son who wrote the SAT exam, and we started TechLearn this January. It's been awesome with TechLearn. All the topics given expected. We struggled with algebra, and with the support of the teacher, my son was able to understand algebra, which he was never taught at school. But with the help of TechLearn, he was never taught at school. He was never taught even before SAT at school. But TechLearn was able to support that understanding of algebra, and he was able to answer that because you can't even escape algebra in SAT. So he did well. So that's one thing I want to recommend TechLearn for. The SAT exams went through and he did well, not on the greater depth, but I think if not for TechLearn support, he wouldn't have done that much. I think like the parent just spoke now said, it's not just on the TechLearn or the extra classes you gave, it's also on the side of the parent and also the child, of the willingness of the child to learn. So I struggle with that a lot. I think there I'll need more support from and advice from TechLearn on my son. I struggle to make him understand why he should do extra practice at home. Because after learning, it's not just the 1 hour with TechLearn. Yeah, he needs to still do more work at home. TechLearn has done their part. He needs to work and practice more. And he's even in class now, and I can testify that there is a lot of support from TechLearn, the approaches, the key concepts. Even I myself, there are times I listen to it and I like, okay, I've been to school before, yeah, but when they begin to explain again, it brings back those understanding and even better understanding of those things I may have forgotten. So I will commend TechLearn for their support. I appreciate the work they're doing. I appreciate the techniques they're using. It's helping my sons in critical thinking, the time management, the support we get from the admin. Yeah, the admin, like the other lady said, the admins, they're kind. I've given some commendations and I really appreciate the way they respond to emails, to chats. I really appreciate the way it's organized. And I just enrolled. I have not paid, but I'm looking forward to paying for my daughter for the 11 plus. She's in year 4 now. So I've been itching. I've been wanting to do it till we are here now. And after this class, I know I will pay. I'll pay at once for the class. I want to say thank you very much for all the support and God bless you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming around. We'll keep doing our best to satisfy the kids. It's a journey, but we are committed. So I appreciate you, Ma, for coming around tonight, and we look forward to great improvements in their scores and in their studies too. Yeah, have a wonderful night rest, man. Regards to the family.
God bless you. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so that is Mrs. Ebiki there, and Mrs. Elora too. They both came out of their busy schedules to share their experience with our program. I'll be bringing on Afua right away. Afua is a student advisor with Techland, and she will just talk about admissions to UK grammar schools, UK top schools, then also talk about the importance of the GCSE and how the GCSE journey starts from year 7, right? So she'll just be talking about the UK educational system overall and the importance of good scores on the 11 plus, good scores on the SAT, good scores on the GCSE, right? So that every parent on this call will understand that it's a means to an end, right? It's a means to an end. So it's a journey, and these things are very, very important. How the child starts determines how the child will end. So I'll be bringing on Afua right away. Afua will be coming on to share with us in-depth understanding of the UK educational system and how parents can understand this system and take advantage of the system. If you have the understanding, you can take advantage of it. So Afua, you are welcome.
Hello,
It's been
hi.
a long while.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
congrats. I've not seen your face yet.
Yes, please. I'm right here. I'm right here.
Congrats to you. You know what I'm saying.
Yes,
Congrats.
please.
I know
Thank
Sharon
you.
delivered my message. Yeah.
Yes, yes, she did.
So
Yeah.
over to you. Should I make you the host?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've done that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for having me this evening as well. And thank you, Basayomi, for having me as well. So my name is Afua, and the reason why he was saying congrats is because I just had a baby. So excuse my face. I don't really show my face very much, but yeah,
It's a-
um, yeah. So thank you so much. So yes, I'll be talking about the 11 plus exams and the 13 exams as well as the GCSE exams as well. So I'll just share my screen, my trusty uh, presentation that I have. So let me just start my. I hope you can see it now.
Yeah, I can clearly.
Yes, please. Okay,
Yeah.
so my name is Afua, and I am a qualified secondary maths teacher with about 5 years of teaching experience, having taught in schools and online as well. Different students from Key Stage 2 all the way to Key Stage 4. And yeah, so this is a little bit of information that I've prepared that I'll be going through pertaining the 11 plus exams as well as the GCSE exams. So if there's any questions, please feel free to ask in the questions in the chat as well. Okay. Please. Yeah, so what exactly is an 11 plus exam? So the 11 plus exam is an entrance exam used in the UK for students aged around 10 years old. I've said 10 to 11, but it's around 10 years old because they do it at the end of year 5, which usually students are 10 years old going to year 6, about to 10 year 11. And it's done in primary schools. And it determines admission to selective secondary schools like grammar schools. The exam usually assesses a range of subjects, including English, maths, verbal reasoning, and non-verbal reasoning as well. And Techlearn is a great format, a great platform for learning these because some of the exams, like the verbal reasoning and the non-verbal reasoning, it's not really taught explicitly in schools. So a platform like Techlearn will encourage and will teach your children these specific exams and teach them the skills needed to be able to pass these particular subjects of verbal reasoning and non-verbal reasoning. It even looks very confusing, even as an adult, if you've never seen it before. So That's one thing I would say. And the 13 plus exam is it's not very, very common, but some schools, especially independent private schools, use it to assess students and to admit students um, at the ages of 11 or 13. And it usually covers subjects such as English, maths, science, and sometimes languages or humanities, depending on the school's requirements. So, depending on the school that you're applying to or the catchment area, like the area in which you live in, the local council, if you look at the schools nearby, it will show you what exams will be, what subjects will be examined, so that you're more, you have a better idea of what to prepare your child for, in order for them to sit these exams. So this was a newspaper article that I saw and I thought it was quite interesting. And it was talking about, the title was Privately Educated Still Dominate Professions. And it was talking about how in very prominent how can I say this? In very prominent industries, yeah, in organizations, the people leading those industries and organizations are students who are people who attended I said primary school, grammar schools as well as private schools, and it's very shocking because the percentage is so high. Um, so I just kind of screenshotted some of the things said in those articles. One of the things it says is that professions like politics and law continue to be dominated by privately educated Oxbridge graduates. Um, a child's chances of reaching the top still came down to schooling. Schooling and contact. So even the type of people that you meet in these schools and the type of parents of these children, it really helps you uh, down the line in the future. Says researchers for the trust, which campaigns for greater social mobility, looked at the educational backgrounds of more than 1,200 people working in high positions in medicine, law, military, journalism, politics, the civil service, business, film, and pop music. They even looked at Nobel Prize winners, and it says that two and five of British BAFTA winners, which is the organization that rewards like the top actors and actresses around, they went to private school compared with around a fifth of those who've been awarded a Brit Music Award. So that's just with entertainment industry. And this is saying that the research found that three-quarters of the UK's top judges went to a fee-paying school, and nearly 8 in 10 went on to Oxford or Cambridge University. The top military personnel, 7 in 10 were educated in the private sector, although 14% were Oxbridge, so Oxford or Cambridge educated. More than half of leading print journalists and solicitors attended fee-paying schools, and over half of these journalists also attended Oxford and Cambridge, with 55% of solicitors and 51% of the senior civil servants included in the study. Then it talked about even in politics, um, half the cabinet were privately educated, a third of MPs were privately educated. So it goes on and on and on, and you can look up and search for the newspaper article, and it will show you like top doctors. 61% were educated at independent schools, one quarter at grammar schools, and the remainder at comprehensive schools. Um, by the grace of God, two of my brothers are doctors, and one of them was telling me how, because we invited a few like STEM black people in STEM to my school for them to just talk to the students, just to encourage them and like, yeah, just what's it called? Get them to sort of aspire for more. And they were saying how because they all went to like state schools, and it was really difficult because when you get to university, all your mates are all private school students, and it's very, very difficult. Sometimes even the language, how they speak is totally different from someone who went to like a public a normal state school, and it's just it can be very intimidating. He was even telling us how there was this particular boy who he always dressed up in a suit just to come for lectures. He'll wear a tie, a shirt, and a suit, and and some of these people they've traveled, they're well learned, they've seen a lot of things, they've experienced a lot of things. So it kind of makes you feel like you don't even belong as well. But one thing that he also said was that fortunately a lot of people, a lot of Black people especially, are entering these spaces that previously were not so easy to sort of enter. And I think it's because of education. Like people are becoming more and more aware of the opportunities that are available, such as grammar schools. You know, grammar schools, you don't have to pay, unlike an independent private school. With a grammar school, you just have to get in based on your your intelligence, I don't know, just how well prepared you are. So, that's why a platform again like TechLearn is so great, because it otherwise, because one of the things as well is that the people that have money, they can pay for tuition for their children to get tutored. Not everyone just is like grows up and they're just automatically smart. The parents really invest in their children. And I can say that because I've taught 30 plus students since I've been tutoring online, which I do as well. But and I found that about two of them have been like black children, like from African origin, should I say. And one was African and one was from the Caribbean. So let's say about 92%, 95% have been white and British, which is shocking because it's disproportionate, but it's because they know the value of education, and they want their children to benefit. They want to give them the best future possible, what they can afford, what they didn't have. They all want to give their children the opportunity to have those things. So this is really the time to invest in your children and make sure that they are well prepared and well situated for excellence in a way, to get the best opportunity possible. So like I said, some of the benefits of excellent scores in the 11 plus exam is obviously access to grammar schools, enhanced educational opportunities, future academic success, development of skills, increased confidence, networking, and social opportunities, which they wouldn't otherwise get if they just go to, they may not, should I say, they may not get if they just go to any comprehensive state school. So when it comes to the reasons why these students fail these written exams, is because the exams are designed specifically to get a certain type of person. So if you're not prepared, so insufficient preparation, lack of familiarity with the exam format, test anxiety, weak foundational skills, or poor time management can all be causes to can all cause um contribute to failing these exams. So that's one thing that TechLearn is here for, is to help prepare the student, prepare them in order for them to be very confident and able to write these exams. And obviously, strategies for success are study plans, exam formats, familiarization with exam formats, targeted skill development, and practicing. Loads of exam practice and mock papers are done. Encouraging them to have a positive mindset, giving them regular feedback and assessment, like the parents said that any question that they had, it was met, any email, it was met with a quick response. So having that regular feedback and assessment really also assures the parent, and makes them also a part of the whole process of educating their child and preparing them for these exams, as well as engaging with the learning materials. So when it comes to applications and admissions for these grammar schools, one of the things is to think about the grammar schools you qualify for, because within the area that you live in, you may not have access to a great number of grammar schools because as you're applying for the grammar schools, I think you have about five options, like a five, you can put in like your top choice, second choice, third choice, and whatnot. But not every area will be very close to these grammar schools because again, these grammar schools tend to be a bit far away. They're either like in the inner city or it's sort of like somewhere a lot like looking like a countryside type of area. I don't know about
Mm.
other places, but the ones in Manchester, you'll never see them. Like you have to really travel far. So
Mm.
again, doing your research and looking into the grammar schools that are within your catchment area. So let's say if you're in Greater Manchester, you can be in Manchester Council or Trafford Council or Rochdale or Oldham or Salford or this or that and that. Yeah. So you can look at the grammar schools within your catchment area. In addition to your chosen grammar school, it's advisable to fully understand which comprehensive schools might provide another option. So looking into independent schools who may offer scholarships or bursaries for your child to attend. There's also opportunities to visit a school and yeah, while the aim for many families is for their child to go to the local grammar school, it's important to recognize that presenting this as the main option, sorry, adds unnecessary pressure and stress. So yeah, I mean, it's very, very very high pressure because especially now that they've added VAT to independent schools like private schools it's made going into grammar schools very, very competitive, very, very, very competitive. Everyone, everyone, because the education system is getting worse. It's getting so bad. Like, no one wants their child to just go to school because the amount of schools that are short-staffed, I mean, short-staffed is everywhere, but the amount of substitute teachers that schools are paying for loads of supply teachers, substitute teachers, it's unheard of because the kids are very, very difficult in terms of their behavior. Sorry, in terms of their behavior, they're so badly behaved and it distracts from the actual learning. Most of your work as a teacher is actually just trying to control behavior. So much of the learning is gone because half of the time you're just trying to get one student to be quiet here and there and there and there. So yeah, it's very competitive. So that also adds a bit of pressure. But the earlier you start this process of helping your child be well prepared for these exams, I think the better. But the better off they will be for when they actually have to sit the exams. So as much as it's very intensive and there's a lot of pressure, it's worth it because you don't want your child to be just anywhere. Should I say just anywhere? Yeah. Um, so when it comes to the application and the test process, you have to apply. You have to apply for the 11 plus exam. So it's usually done between June and mid-September of the child from year 4 thereabout. So that's why some students start preparing for this in year 3 and onwards. Um, yeah, some children even start. I know someone who started getting their child online tuition at the age of, I think 4. I think that's the youngest I've heard of is 4. And I was shocked. I was very surprised. I was like, hey, is it that deep?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, th- one parent believes that it is very deep. Like it's very
mm.
serious. We're very serious here with our children. So yeah. So the sooner you enroll your child, the better they'll
Hello.
the better off they'll be. The test date also varies by school. It's normally done in the second week of September. The test results come out in October, and yeah. Yeah, so it really, really helps as well. You can just search the schools and what exactly they need. Most of the information is is on the school website. You can find it out. If not, they have telephone numbers, or you can even look into your local council. So if you go on your local council website, they'll also have information pertaining the schools there as well. So do your research, make sure you register, entrance exam, prepare, and make your application. And then once the offers come in, that's it. If you are maybe you're very close to the cutoff mark, because there's always a mark that they'll say, okay, if you got up to, let's say it's out of 100 and your child, the cutoff point is 85. If your child gets, let's say 84, you may be able to appeal. So there's like an appeal process in case a student chooses 3 schools and they get into all those 3 schools, like they get enough marks to qualify for all the 3 schools. Obviously, the child cannot attend all 3 schools, so they'll have to drop one. So in that case, there will be a space available for you to then enroll into that school in case that school is maybe one child's second choice. um they don't really go for the second choice, they go for the first choice then, and the second choice is also available for you to appeal for your child to get into that school as well. And yeah, at the sessions of for parents of 11 plus and 13 plus candidates at TechLearn, you can expect understanding the exam process, preparation strategies for your child, emotional and mental support, progress monitoring, school selection guidance, Q&A sessions such as these, and networking opportunities as well.
Mm.
Fantastic. So that's it for the 11 plus and the 13 plus. I will now talk about the GCSE exam as well, please. Sorry, can you please see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
I can see it clearly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. So what exactly is a GCSE examination? GCSE stands for General Certificate of Secondary Education, and it's a set of exams taken in the UK by students around the ages of 16 at the end of their secondary education. So it generally covers a wide range of subjects, including English, math, science, and various humanities and arts. And the results are important for further education opportunities such as A-levels or vocational training. The grading system ranges from 9, so a grade 9 is the highest and a grade 1 is the lowest, with a grade 4 considered a standard pass. Students in the UK typically choose their GCSE subjects in year 9 around the age of 13 or 14. And this process usually occurs in the spring term, and they usually invite the parents in to help their children to select the subjects they want to then carry on to do in GCSE. Because when you get to secondary school, you're taught so many subjects, but you find out that it's like as you're getting older, you start to sort of zoom in on exactly what you want to do. So it sort of condenses all the things that you've done. It just makes it smaller. And then when you get to A levels, you have 3 A levels or 4. If you're fortunate enough to do 4, you can also do 4 A levels. And then when you get to university, it's just 1. So it just gets like smaller and smaller and smaller. But anyway, the choices they make will affect their education and career paths. So it's important for them to consider their interests and future goals during this time. Usually the options are chosen by students alongside their parents, which is why it's important for parents to attend the parents' evening to gain knowledge of the child's performance in their preferred subject with their teachers. Okay. Right. What's happening? Okay. Okay. So what are some of the exam boards at GCSE level? So different schools have different exam boards. So it's really important that when your child is about to do their GCSEs or you are aware of these different exam boards because yeah, it's really important that they have the best information possible for them to be able to get the best they can in these exams. So we've got AQA, which is very well known. It's one of the most popular ones. OCR, EdExcel, WJEC, and The one that's not so common is the Cambridge International Examinations, which is usually the IGCSE exam board, the ones that they use. Okay.
Mm.
So what are the options available at GCSE level? The core subjects, so these are the subjects that everyone is doing, no matter what level you're at, everyone is going to do these exams. So it's English language, English literature, maths, and science, which can be combined science or triple science, which is where you actually do each subject. So when it comes to combined science is like worth 2 GCSEs, but triple science is where you do each core with each like sub-subject of science. So you do biology, chemistry, and physics separately. So each science is its own GCSE. So that one you'll get 3 GCSE. So that one of that also counts towards your options that you get. Usually you get about 4 or 5 options, depending on the school, depending on the child's ability. You can do more GCSEs or less GCSEs. So yeah, there's also that. So the options that the child can take in addition to the maths, the science, and the English are the humanities, so history, geography, religious studies, or languages, French, Spanish, German, or if the child has is from like, let's say my child was born in Italy and he or she is doing French in school. They can then choose to do Italian as an extra GCSE just to get an extra GCSE. So if your child is very bilingual or trilingual or speaks multiple languages, they can choose to do um examinations in those subjects to get an extra GCSE. So some students even who are from let's say some Asian countries can choose to do Urdu or Arabic or Mandarin, Cantonese. Um, some students even I think when I was in high school, one of my friends did Russian because she's from Russia. So she did a GCSE in Russian. So she got an extra GCSE in Russian. So anything that your child can, any language your child can speak can be also
Mm.
like an added GCSE if they want to do it. Then you have the arts, so arts and design, music, drama, and the technical vocational subjects such as design and technology, computer science, food technology, and business studies. And you can also do physical education as a GCSE as well. Um, the additional options are BTECs. So BTECs are more specialized qualifications. So maybe they may say that your child may not be able to handle all the GCSE, which may not be the case. Then they'll give your child an option to do a BTEC, which can work depending on it can be it can support the child if the child's strength isn't in exam based, isn't very, how do I say this? So some children, they say some children don't test well. So what that means is that they're not really great at exams and that doing an exam for like 2 hours straight, yeah, some children don't, that's not where they shine. So in that case, they may give them an option to do um, a course-based subject, such as a BTEC, which involves a lot of writing, and then the child will do loads of drafts. So they'll do a first draft, second draft, and each draft, they can take it to the teacher. The teacher can look at it and say, you need to change this, change this, change this, change this. And by the end of it, the teacher and you, the student, you've both done the work together. And that's a way to also get the child to shine in their chosen subject type thing. So BTECs are vocational qualifications that provide practical hands-on learning in various subjects. They're designed to prepare students for further education, training, or employment. And the BTECs are available at different levels. So a child may do, at the GCSE level, they may do level 1 and 2. and then they may decide to carry on with to A levels with it, to college or sixth form with it, and do the level 3, which is equivalent to an A level. So some of the BTECs are okay, so key features of BTECs. So I'll talk more about BTECs because I don't think many people know about BTECs specifically. So so they focus on practical skills. BTECs emphasize real-world skills and knowledge relevant to specific industries, making them popular among students who prefer practical learning over traditional academic exams. It's a wide range of subjects as well. BTECs are offered in various fields, including business, health and social care, art and design, IT, sport, and engineering. So these are different BTECs that you can do. So on top of the child doing the compulsory subject, which is English, maths, and science, they may just be given an option to just choose a BTEC. So the child may not be given an option to do like 3 BTECs, they'll just do 1 BTEC. Yeah, so that's why it can be limiting in that sense because let's say the child does health and social care as a BTEC in GCSE, but when they get to a college or sixth form, where they can do their A levels or continue on to get like a higher education, they may not have the necessary requirement to do, let's say, an A level in I don't know, in accounting because they did health and social care.
Mm.
So then that kind of restricts them a little bit. So that's why some people don't necessarily want their children to do BTECs because it can be limiting in that sense. Because also when you get to college or sixth form, your only option is to do, if you did health and social care, your only option is to do health and social care. And you can't do anything else other than that. If you want to, then you have to start the whole. So sixth form or college is only for 2 years. If you decide you don't want to do that, you have to do another 2 years just to do something else. So it can be very yeah. Yeah. So the assessment is a combination of coursework, projects, and exams, but mainly coursework. BTECs are often taken alongside GCSEs, providing a balanced educational pathway. The progression of BTECs can lead to further education, such as university courses or apprenticeships, as many institutions recognize BTECs as valid qualifications for entry. So all that's to say that I know someone who did a BTEC in health and social care and then went on to do I think nursing because they got distinction. So the grading system of BTECs at the college or sixth form level, the A level where they do the A levels is you get distinction plus is the highest. That's like an A plus, or you can get a distinction. That's like an A, or a merit. That's a B, or a pass. So the pass is just like you've just passed. Or you can get failed, which obviously you don't want. But those are like the grading systems. So if you get a distinction, it's like it's worth like 3 A's. So you can get distinction, distinction, distinction. You can get distinction, distinction, merit, or you can get merit, merit, pass. So you get like those 3, which is sort of equivalent to A, B, and C at the A level sort of standard. So it kind of measures up at the same thing, the same sort of grading system as A levels, but it's like a different pathway. So it's a lot more coursework, a lot more projects, a lot more practical, hands-on work type thing. Okay. And there isn't really much difference between GCSE and IGCSE. IGCSE is just internationally recognized for students who do their GCSEs abroad. So different it's sort of following the same sort of curriculum and assessment as the normal GCSE, just that it has the IGCSE offers more flexibility in subject and assessment methods because it can allow you to do coursework, not like the GCSEs, where the GCSEs are purely standardized assessment of examinations, but IGCSE can give you an option to do coursework that counts towards your IGCSE. The IGCSE can be quite rigorous and more difficult because it's so broad. So it requires you to know a lot more and be more sort of just aware of more things, basically. The IGCSE may be offered in English as a second language, making it accessible for non-native speakers, whereas GCSE is primarily designed for students in the UK. So,
I think we'll be rounding up
oh,
because of our people.
yes, please,
Yeah,
no problem.
I think it's almost 8 o'clock. Is
Is
it
it?
8 o'clock? Or
Yeah, it is. Oh
yeah,
my gosh, yeah. I'm so sorry.
yeah.
I'll
I
just
think you can
quickly,
just end on this note. Yeah,
yes, please. Yes, please.
yeah,
So should I go through this?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So benefits of excellent scores in in your GCSE is you have further education opportunities, university admission, career prospects, foundation for skills, confidence and motivation, and subject specialization and scholarship opportunities. So
Mm.
an example is basically when I was in high school, I got an A in maths. Should have done better, but anyway. Um, because the sixth form that I went to, if you wanted to do maths, you needed to get an A or above. You couldn't get a B. So because of that, I was able to do a maths A level. And because of that, I was able to train as a maths teacher, even though that wasn't necessarily the plan for the future. Um, when I was choosing my career path, I wanted to be an accountant. Um, but because I had the GCSE qualification, I was able to do it as an A level, which even though at university I didn't do maths, I was able to go back to it because that GCSE allowed me to do that A level, which allowed me to qualify to train as a maths teacher. So all that's to say that your child may not necessarily think they need that GCSE, but as long as they do well in it, the possibilities of career options are endless. So GCSE is very, very important. Um, no matter which stage you are in life, you're definitely gonna need it. Um, and yeah, we'll just end it here. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for
Thank you, Alpha. Yeah.
you,
So
baby. Yeah,
thanks for your time. Really
thank
appreciate it.
you.
So we'll see you at the sessions.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Regards to the family.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me reclaim the. We have to bring on Mr. Emmanuel Akinwande. He has been waiting for some time. He's a parent of one of our pupils at Techland, and it's a pleasure having him tonight out of his busy schedule joining us. So, good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. So sorry for keeping you waiting, but finally we are here. Thanks for your time. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
You're not very clear, sir. I don't know if you can make it louder.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, sir. Good evening, sir.
All right, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Over to you, sir.
All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is
Yeah.
Emmanuel K. Akinwande. Then we joined TechLearn, I think should be last year, November, with two of my children. One preparing for a SAT, which she did it, and the result came out fine. Then my son is in year 9, yes. Year 9 is preparing for the Gcse, and though by the time he joined the year 9, we were thinking that, oh, is it not too early for him to join? Because he won't write the GCSE till year 11. But then I think he just moved to year 9. Okay. Yes, he was just in year 9 then. But I can testify that that decision has really helped us a lot. as a family and as a boy, and as for my son too. Because presently in his school, what they expect of him, because now in their school now, I think the grading is for Gcse now. Yes. So when he brought his report card, I think the last two time that we had his report card, he has been graded to score 9 in his subjects.
Wow.
I'm sure of mathematics. He has been
Wow.
on 9. He
Wow.
has been on 9. As in that, if you write Gcse now, what they expect him to score is 9, which is the highest in the
Wow.
grading of
And
GSE.
still he's going to year 10 now. Yeah.
Yes, he's moving to year 10 now as they
Yeah.
resume as they resume like maybe next
This,
week or 2 weeks here.
exactly. I think September 10.
Yes,
Thereabout.
yes.
Yeah.
So, and at least I think the last two results he has maintained that 9. I'm sure of mathematics. Then the other science subject too is doing well. I think he didn't have anything graded below 6, but
Wow.
I'm sure of that mathematics. The two results he brought has been 9. And then our daughter too that wrote the SAT, the last one that they released the result recently, she had out of the 4, she had 2 that they said deeper something something. Deeper, I think, your people should understand. Deeper
Yeah.
knowledge. Yes.
Yeah.
Deeper something.
Yeah.
Then the other 2 result was that they expected. But in the 2, she really
Was exceptional.
she was
Yeah, that's
exceptional.
exceptional. The deeper is exceptional. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the testimonial we have from Techland, and we have agreed that our son will continue to be
Yes.
with Techland till he write the Gcse so that he can get better. And I can testify that Techland came at the right time when we actually needed, because in most schools here, they no assignments, no extra lessons, nothing. Just go to class, whatever they teach you, that's just it. But when the exam will come, it will be like Cambridge exam. So we have to just thank God that we met Techland at that time, and it has really helped them, especially in keeping them busy after school. That Monday to Thursday, everybody knows that, okay, 6 to 7, 7 to 8 is for Techland. Even if there is going to be any other thing, Techland first, then other things follow. In short, Techland has really helped, and we hope they will continue
We
to
have no
provide
choice.
better
We have no choice.
services,
Yeah, no, we have no
so that
choice.
we can keep preaching the gospel of Techland
Yeah.
to everybody.
We have no choice.
Thank you to you and your team. Sincerely
A great thank you to you, sir, for coming around tonight. I really appreciate you. Yeah, so
welcome.
and we keep up with what we are doing and keep making it better.
All
Right.
right.
So regards to the family, sir. Good
Yes,
night.
I will. I have to go now.
Yeah, sure. You
Bye.
even tried, you waited. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Bye.
So that is Mr. Emmanuel Akiwande, who enrolled 2 of his children for our program, and he has great things to say. So without wasting much time tonight, we end on this note. Like I said earlier, we are doing, if you are doing 11 plus, the classes are still Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. The only thing now is the classes are 7 to 8 p.m. Your child could be doing, whether if your child is in year 3, year 4, year 5, we advise that you enroll them for the 11 plus exam prep. This is the best time to start the prep. But if your child is going to year 6 at the moment, then they'll be enrolled for the KS2 SAT. That is for the year 6. right, for the year 6. Then for GCSE, year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10, year 11, whatever year, we have classes for them. So to break this down to us, if your child is doing the 11 plus exam, 11 plus is 12 months of prep, 12 months of prep, whether they are, so they start this September and it's from September to August, right? September to August, so it's 12 months and it's discounted. It's just 350 British pounds, right? That's if you are doing one-time payment. This is discounted. If you do the math, you realize that it's almost next to nothing, really. But if you cannot afford to do the one-time payment, then you can pay in 3 installments, right? So you do 150 GBP by next week. So class starts next week, Monday, which is September 1st. So you can do 150 GBP the first payment, 150 GBP second payment, and 200 GBP third payment, right? That is if you are doing instrumental payment. But if you want to pay at once, you just pay 350 for the 11 plus. Now, if your child is writing the KS2 SAT, this is just 10 months of prep, and that is 10 months of prep, which is September to June next year, right? And for this one, it's 300 GBP. That's if you are doing one-time payment, right? But if you are doing two-time payment, three-time payments, you can pay 150 GBP now, right? The second one is 150 GBP. The third one is 150 GBP, right? That is for KS2 SAT. If your child is writing Gcse, which is, I mean, they are in year 7, they are going to year 7, or they are in year 9, or year 10, or year 11, it is 350 GBP. That's if you are doing one-time payment, you just pay at a go, and that's it. So if you are doing one-time payment, you are saving like 150 pounds over 12 months. But if you are, so we only have one-time payment or 3 times payment. So if you are doing one-time payment, it's 350 pounds at a go, so you save yourself 150 pounds. But if you want to spread it over installments over a year, that's also fine by us, right? So there's no issue with that if that's what you choose to do. If you do 150 GBP, then you do another 150 GBP, then the last payment will be 200 GBP, right? So for the GCSE, it's 12 months too, because it's from September to August next year, right? So I will drop a number here because of our time, and I don't want to make this recording too long. So I'll drop a WhatsApp number that you can chat up. If you have any question, you want to register, don't forget, classes starts next week, Monday. So registration closes Monday morning. Monday morning, registration will close. So preferably by Saturday, please register, right? Preferably, we're just extending to Monday morning because we have a lot of tutors on ground, but we would prefer that you register by Saturday, Sunday. We will actually prefer that by Saturday, Sunday, you have registered. So for inquiries, registration, 775877734. WhatsApp this line. I'll drop 2 lines for you. WhatsApp this line for, then there's a second line so that you can WhatsApp for inquiries and registration. So any question you have, we'll take it up from there. Any kind of question you have. Then the second line is you can WhatsApp the second line, which is plus 234 907 993 7803. So WhatsApp any of these lines and we'll take it up from there. Right. So you want to register, there are some things you are not clear about, just WhatsApp. But take note, classes starts next week, Monday. Registration closes by Monday morning before 12 on Monday. We close the registration. Preferably, we prefer that you register by Saturday, Sunday, so avoid last minute rush. But classes starts next week, Monday, September 1. And it's 12 months for 11 plus, 12 months for GCSE, year 7, year 9, year 10, year 11. If your child is writing the KS2 SAT, it's 10 months. Don't forget one-time payment, 350 for 11 plus, 350 for GCSE. If you are doing instrumental payment for 11 plus or GCSE, it's 150, 150, 200. If you are doing instrumental for KS2, it's 150, 150, 150. So the ball is in your court. So once again, let me share the numbers again. These are the numbers. Class time is 7 to 8. This time around is 7 to 8. Classes start September 1. For inquiries, registration, cut up any of these lines, and we'll take it up from there. Thanks a lot for your time tonight. See you all in the class. We remain committed to helping your kids have a great learning experience. Bye for now. See you all in the class. Bye.